Here's why you are much more likely to be hacked than you think. An attacker who looks at a big company like Amazon or Facebook and says they have a lot of users, and if I can break into their databases, I bet I can get a lot of valuable data. The attacker only has to get lucky once. If they manage to get it right, then they get access. Once the attacker has access to the company's servers, they're not looking for your data specifically. They know that they've only got a limited window before the company realizes that they've been breached, so the attacker just grabs as much data as they can before they lose access, which just so might happen to include your data. Now, for those wondering why is this data so valuable in the first place, the answer is because it allows access and abuse. For example, if the original attacker stole usernames and passwords, the buyer might do what's called credential stuffing, where they use the same username and password combo on various popular websites like Facebook, Amazon, and Gmail, because most people reuse passwords across multiple services. So now that you know how data breaches really work, don't ever think you're not interesting enough to be a target. You're probably not the target. You are, however, almost certainly the gold in the vault that they are attempting to steal.
Isn't that a bit contradictory? After all, you and Henry are always telling viewers they don't need to worry about many of the serious attacks just because they're targeted at specific individuals.
They found that this attack has been going on for at least 4 years, that has backdoored dozens, if not thousands, of iPhones, many of which belongs to employees of Kaspersky. Chief among the discoveries, the unknown attackers were able to achieve an unprecedented level of access by exploiting a vulnerability in an undocumented hardware feature that few, if anyone, outside of Apple and chip suppliers such as ARM Holdings knew of. Yes, variety of takeaways here. Number one, the story's probably been out for a while, so I don't know how many people are still freaking out about it, but if you are, this is kind of the same as Pegasus. The vast majority of people probably don't have to worry about this. This is definitely a nation state thing. I don't know who. I've got several guesses. None of them are probably interested in attacking like the random Reddit user or the random Signal user. Like, you're going to have to do a lot more to get on the radar of these people. WikiEve is designed to intercept the signals during password entry, so it is a real-time attack. It has to be carried out while the target is actively using their smartphone and attempting to unlock whatever application. The attacker must identify the target using an identity indicator on the network, such as a MAC address. So again, some prep work has to go into this. It's not like somebody's just going to, intercept your password that you put in 3 weeks ago. They have to know who you are, target you specifically, be on the same network, and you have to be typing in the password. Like I said, I think the likelihood for most people is probably already pretty low, but that said, they are still saying we need better security in Wi-Fi access points and smartphone apps.
Aren't you supposed to be keeping viewers private and secure?
Welcome to Surveillance Report 162, where we are dedicated to keeping you private and secure with the latest news from the past 2 weeks. Welcome to Surveillance Report 160, where we're dedicated to keeping you private and secure with the latest headline news from the past week. Where we are dedicated to keeping you private and secure with the latest news from the past week. Where we are dedicated to keeping you private and secure with the latest news from the past week.
We are dedicated to keeping you private and secure with the latest news in the past week.
Where we are dedicated to keeping you private and secure. We are dedicated to keeping you private and secure with the latest news from the past week. Where we are dedicated to keeping you private and secure with the latest news. We are dedicated to keeping you private and secure.
Seems like you'd rather downplay serious threats, just so you don't have to put in the effort of offering real solutions. God forbid you offer something useful to viewers, like custom ROM tutorials.
I don't dive into custom OSs at all. I do mention them. I say hey, these exist, but they're advanced. They fall way outside the scope of this website. Go check them out if you want more information. I'm not going to talk about them here.
I certainly don't see either of you promoting alternatives like the Light Phone, Punked Phone, or even the Pine Phone. Then again, that would require you to actually put in some effort beyond just reading stories into a webcam.
They all suck. If you want better options, go be the change you want to see in the world. Help other people get to that level.
For the record, just because these events only happened to targeted individuals doesn't mean everyone else should just ignore it. Perhaps if you guys spent as much time on useful content as you do whining about toxic communities and defending yourselves, viewers would be more inclined to actually donate to you.
I'm going to go on record with a controversial opinion. I'm going to say, to be 100% honest.
Which I agree with, by the way, so we can both. You can go ahead.
Okay. The privacy community can be a little toxic sometimes, you guys. And obviously not everyone is. The vast majority of privacy people are really cool, really chill people, and we love hearing from you guys, and we love being part of the community, but there's definitely some extremists out there who just are not fun to be around, and, not to overuse the word, but really toxic people, and honestly, they probably just didn't want all the nitpicking. That's what I think, is they probably just didn't want everyone, especially in the early days, everyone crawling up their business and telling them what to do and telling them, I don't know. It's just, it can be a really toxic space, and I kind of don't blame them for just not wanting to be involved in that at all. So that's my take. The privacy community can be very unforgiving. And if you make one slip up, then all of a sudden people are nailing you to a wall. And I mean, we've literally got people listing the fact that, what's his name? Gabriel Weinberg from DuckDuckGo. He used to run a data collection company like 10 years ago. And people are still bringing that up as a reason for why DuckDuckGo isn't trustworthy. When in my opinion, it's like, maybe he saw how the sausage was made and was like, whoa, this isn't cool. I don't want to be part of this. I want to go do something else. Like, if you make one mistake, people are going to crucify you for the rest of eternity for it. And like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
again, maybe they just didn't want to deal with that crap. They're like, no, we just want to go do our thing and not deal with all the toxic side. That would be my guess. But again, I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they really do suck and maybe they really are being malicious. But if I had to put money, that's where I'd put my money personally.
I fight for the users.